Wednesday, August 23rd. We have an NVIDIA earnings after the close. We have for our VIPs a Zoom session at 4 p.m. And we have Jerome Powell Friday at Jackson Hole. Those are the events, big events coming up this morning. If you're a VIP, you heard our pick on ANF. We're calling for $50 when this was in pre-market. It was $48 right before the spike. And we gave it to you at like $47.50 in the chat room. But when it's $48, we're telling you, I think this is for the open. Well, we got resisted at $50, so almost there. Yeah, it got it. It got to 50. What am I saying? It got to 50. And then I calculated a potential $69 target over a quarter period. So after 3 months, we could be at $69. If you want to see the calculations and how we did that as our number one pick, and this has been good for us. We've been trading actually options, buying the dips on this, and every dip gets bought back up because that earnings beat was huge. And you can justify a price target up there in the $69 area on ANF. So number one pick of the day working out. Some of our microcaps are waiting on news on GNSS. Apparently, there's not going to be a press release on that today after we had that meeting with Chris Tuttle. Like, that's going to percolate through somehow if they win that or not. So we're not going to have one big moment with a press release where we find out, unfortunately, on GNSS. Yatra, we're still waiting on that. Imminent. It could be any day where we get IPO date and pricing that could potentially send this to $3 or $4. Just waiting on that. Grab, we gave this to you as a top 5 pick. I didn't play it though. We're really focused on ANF today. But Grab hit that 375 target I gave you this morning. Didn't have huge confidence in it because of the market conditions, but the market ended up being really good today for risk assets. RK up 2%. So that's helping these riskier stocks do well on good news. And this one is a close flip to profitability. That's the kind of catalyst that I usually buy. But anyway, just focus on ANF as far as we're trading today. I think that's the only thing we've been trading aside from waiting on our longer term holds. And then Rum, we gave you that trade idea. And actually, no, we are playing this one in very small size. Very small size. Maybe we're going to exit by the end of the day. Could see a spike into the close because of the event tonight where they're going to get a lot of exposure at the Republican debates. Maybe the exits tomorrow morning, but I think I want to be out today. So far, not really working out either way. And let's just scroll down and see a couple other things. SMCI, I should have voiced this, but I didn't because we did. This is one we did play yesterday and today. And I should have mentioned that going into NVIDIA, I kind of had this view that, like, you know, if NVIDIA beats, I'm pretty sure NVIDIA is going to beat. But what's the price action going to do in NVIDIA? That's harder because NVIDIA has been up so much, especially this big move from 420 to 480. So is it going to be priced in, right? That was a question with NVIDIA. But if the thesis is they're going to beat, but we don't know about the price action, then the where you want to be is SMCI. So I should have given you this morning. That was our thought process, and we have been playing it. That basically, no matter what happens, meaning if NVIDIA goes down or up on an NVIDIA beat, SMCI has been beaten down so much with a low RSI. Initially had a 270 target on this at the 50-day moving average, 275. I'm sorry, 274, 275. It actually broke that, so we did sell a little bit. At least half of our trading shares we sold at 275, and now we're looking for a move to 294. We may hold the rest of our SMCI into NVIDIA earnings. I actually think this is the safer way to play NVIDIA earnings, and that's turned out to be true for today. I do wish I mentioned it this morning to you guys instead of just to my partner. So apologize for that, but it was up here near the top of the list because we did have that high on our priority list. And then AI, not in it, not playing it, but yesterday we gave you a $34 target on it, and it's doing better today. All right. So if you happen to get in yesterday, we gave it to you 2 mornings ago, actually. We gave this to you Monday morning. It opened at like 30.60, 30.70. That's when we gave it to you with the 34 target. So we're not playing it, but maybe you are. And congrats if you are. It's been up nicely since then. And I think this move to 34 still looks good with a low RSI and probably an NVIDIA beat, what's going to be a boon for the AI sector. And by the way, why was this going up? Individual catalyst, Air Force deal. So that's looking really good for AI. Just want to mention ACHR is just, unfortunately, we're out of this at this point, but it's just relentless. This is the strongest tech stock out there, riding up to 20 DMA, well above the 20 DMA. It looks like a new 52-week high today, new $7.49. Probably headed to like $8 to $10. You see that resistance level right there? 8 and 10 are your 2 next resistance levels. So some regrets that I'm still not in it, but looking really good if you are. 8 to 10 looks like your target. And also want to mention Celsius. Celsius, I've been saying this is a good long-term hold. You don't need to worry about the price. Just hold it because one day it'll be bought out at a premium by Pepsi. We'll just buy it out for a premium. That's always been the thesis on this. And today, a new 52-week high, new all-time high on Celsius. So that one's working out as well. Looking pretty good there. All right. That was the quick. Flew through that because I need to get back to trading, but we'll stay here for a minute or so. If you have any questions, you can put them in the YouTube. If you're watching on Twitter, actually, I've noticed that we have a much bigger audience because we're using the live Twitter embedded videos. So actually, a lot more people are watching it on Twitter than on YouTube. I don't just put it on YouTube so we can get more traffic to YouTube and get all the comments in one centralized place. But if you are watching on Twitter, just know I'm not going to see comments or anything like that unless you click on our YouTube link, and then we can take your comments. I see some people streaming coming on here on Rumble. If you have any questions, let us know. Big picture, I want to say that I'm still wary about this $444 resistance level, the 50 DMA on SPY. I really don't know what's going to happen here with recession concerns obviously getting much bigger, economic concerns getting much bigger, and then you have Jackson Hall on Friday. Is this a bad spot, for for the stock market because now recession signs are really coming, or our interest rate expectation is going to start going down. Let's see what TLT is doing. I think there you go. Look at this. So this is because of bad economic data coming in. I think TLT is really exploding, yields coming down, interest rates coming down, and that's why you have risk assets doing really well today. So it's really kind of a confusing market, in terms of strength of economy and interest rates. You would think that strong economy, you go up, weak economy, you go down, but really it's interest rates that drive everything. And I think that's why we're seeing the move up today. So I think I'm going to wait before I make any big decisions, reallocations. I think I'm going to wait for Jackson Hole and see what is going to be said by Jerome Powell. I did notice, I looked up the odds of rate increases have been dropping. So the last several days, we've had bad data on banks, bad economic data. I mean, the only good thing was Abercrombie and Finch, and I think that was a company specific situation going on there. So, in any case, let's see. It looks like we do have any updates on SMSI. Okay, SMSI having a cute little morning here with a couple big blocks that just happened. So it's right in between two support levels. I mean, two moving averages. So your 139 is your support. That this 20 DMA is rising. Before I told you 130, so that's rising. So now your bottom is like really coming towards 139, 140. And then that's your resistance at 170. This is the range. And I think it's going to be range bound until news happens. And I don't know if that AT&T has launched yet or not. I'll have to check into that from the SMSI community over in our legacy WhatsApp community. You can also post on it at storytrading.com/app. If you have any new information about the AT&T launch, you can put it in our system as a nugget. But that would be a catalyst, and that catalyst could take the stock over 170. But honestly, I'm not expecting gigantic moves in the stock. For after 170, you have like 208. I really don't think you're going to see strongly material moves above the 200 DMA until we're able to quantify this a little better, either through app rankings or through a quarter where they basically show that the revenue is increasing because of this launch with AT&T. I think it may take something of that magnitude to get this over big resistance levels. But we'll have to wait and see. I do have a position in my long-term retirement account, and we'll just see what happens with that. Thank you so much, Brian, for asking us about that. A few more people coming on Rumble. So we did cover Rum earlier. We have the Republican debates tonight without Trump. So it's going to be a lot less eyeballs. And I think that's probably disappointing the market a little bit. Thank you, Brian. Believe AT&T didn't launch yet, he says. So I'll put that out there for folks. All right. So ANF, I just want to go back to this because this is something I've been focused on all morning, and we've been just buying the dips on this, just buying the dips, and it's worked out. Buying the dips, selling the rips, and also holding some common shares throughout the whole day. It's looking really good. We'll see. I'm pretty surprised. I think there's a chance that this does like 52, 53, 54. I think it's possible. Don't bet on it unless it's really small size, but I think it's possible later this afternoon. And we'll have to see what the other analysts say. But I'm really surprised that this analyst, Telsey Advisory Group, saying maintaining price target at $47. Okay, they look kind of silly right now. So I don't know what's going to happen there, but that's really my focus for the day is continuing to trade ANF. Let me just point out Overstock, first kind of green day in a while. It has not broken out yet. This is not turned. We have to get above this 200 MA. That's a 1 minute. No, that's a 5 minute. 5 minute frequency here. So we have to get over this 200 moving average to have any chance of saying, okay, now we can string together 2 or 3 up days, something like that is what I'm waiting for. So this move is nothing yet to write home about, up 2.2%. Okay. So let's see if there's anything else we need to cover. Just going to do one more scroll down of apron. We did reduce some on and we covered this on the 12 p.m. show. Joe Sandberg, his IPVF SPAC merger canceled. So I think there was probably some positive speculation around that, and that probably helped the share price a little bit. So this merger with Aspiration Partners is off. So we did reduce some apron. Just putting that out there for full disclosure, but we still have a position in it. But I think that's part of the story that was positive, that was taken away a little bit here last night when that news came out on apron. LAP has been disappointing, man. I'm just waiting and I'm trusting my analysis. We could have a raise, but it'll be a small one, and the upside is just way too big compared to where it would go with a raise. So holding on to that and waiting. RK, I've been telling you 42 to 44. We'll see. I mean, these RSIs are low. We'll have to see where the RSI is when RK and SPY hit their moving average resistance lines to make a decision if we want to raise some cash or not. So that's something we're going to be monitoring as we get closer to those moving average resistance lines. Uber looking good, man. I wish I would. I wish I meant this thing. This thing went down. But yeah, Uber, really good earnings report. The last earnings report, really like that stock. Oh boy. All right. Wish we were in it. We're not. Okay. What else do we have? PSQH is picking up a little steam, but really nothing. Oh, okay. This is what I want to tell you about. Quick. QUIK. This is one I put a big bet in this when earnings came out on Quick, and some of this action was us. So we're down on this position. Oh, my thing froze. You see that big candle? Now it's frozen. Big candle about 7 days ago. Oh, there it is. Okay. I don't know why I'm frozen, but I still like this. Okay. Just like LAP and Overstock, there's some things I'm going to stick with because I'm just going to stick with my analysis. And if it takes some time for the market to catch up, so be it. If I have to lose money first before making money, so be it. So I've double and triple checked my analysis on Quick, QUIK, and I still think that this is heading towards 52-week highs, 950 plus. So it's finally getting a bid up here. Man, my phone is like freezing. But 791, it's right at resistance at the 20 DMA. So the next level will be there at the 50 DMA. So I am holding on to this. I'm not going to be shaken out of price. I trust my analysis on this one. I do think the quarter they had was similar to Air, similar to when we got into Air. Remember, Air did from 250, went all the way to $50, right? I'm not saying this is a 20 bagger, not at all, but I'm saying the nature of the inflection of inflecting to a serious amount of EPS profitability, that happened. That guidance was given, hidden on the conference call. You're not going to see it in a press release. It looks terrible. All right. You don't see a press release of the big contract they want. Everything is hidden in the conference call. So I think it's just taking time for people to catch up on that conference call and get into the stock. So while we're down on it now, I got no worries about it. And again, stocks like Quick and LAP and Overstock, sometimes you got to deal with a little bit of short-term pain before you see the long-term gain. And that's my thinking on those three stocks. Of course, we could be wrong, but just giving you guys an update that I haven't changed my mind on those, and we're still holding those. Okay. Oh, ANF, nice. ANF making a move. So we'll see if that keeps going up. What's wrong with my phone? I got to reset it or something. It's acting up. But ANF just broke some intraday candle resistance here. So let's see if we can have some fun and hit 52, 53, 54. All possible, I believe, later this afternoon. Good luck, everyone. We'll see you at 1 p.m. if you're a VIP over on our Zoom. Take care. Thanks for joining us.